Welcome to the Automation Mentor. This is the complete guide to ActiveCampaign Automation Builder 2.0. In this video, you'll learn how to build automation step by step using triggers, actions, and goals. We'll focus especially on goal logic, because that's where most users get confused and where spaghetti workflows usually begin. By the end of this tutorial, you'll know how to build clean, scalable automations that are easy to understand and maintain. Let's start with triggers. A trigger defines how a contact enters an automation. Every automation begins with at least one trigger. In ActiveCampaign, triggers can be based on actions like subscribing to a list, submitting a form, opening an email, clicking a link, visiting a page, making a purchase, or when a contact field changes. The exact trigger options you see depend on your ActiveCampaign plan. When configuring a trigger, you must choose whether it runs once or multiple times. If you select once, the contact can only enter the automation a single time. If you select multiple times, the contact can re-enter whenever the trigger conditions are met again. This option is powerful, but dangerous if used without intention, because it can cause contacts to repeatedly receive the same emails. Always choose this setting deliberately. Once a contact enters an automation, they move through actions. Actions define what happens inside the automation. Common actions include sending emails, adding or removing tags, subscribing or unsubscribing contacts from lists, updating contact fields, creating deals, adding tasks, or notifying team members. Actions are executed sequentially as the contact progresses through the automation. You can also control timing and logic using wait actions and if-else conditions. Wait actions pause the automation until a specific time or condition is met. If-else conditions allow you to branch the automation based on contact data or behavior. While these tools are useful, overusing them often leads to complex and hard-to-maintain automations. This is where goals become essential. Now, let's talk about goals, which ActiveCampaign now calls Jump To. If you have used ActiveCampaign before, you may remember this feature as goals. If you are newer to the platform, you will see it labeled as Jump To in the Automation Builder. The name has changed, but the purpose and behavior are the same. A jump to represents a milestone that you want a contact to reach. This could be making a purchase, clicking an important link, registering for a webinar, or reaching a specific contact status. Jump tos are not triggers. They exist inside an automation and are checked continuously as the contact moves through it. When a contact meets the conditions of a jump to, ActiveCampaign marks that milestone as achieved and moves the contact forward based on how you configured it. This allows contacts to skip steps that no longer apply because they have already taken the desired action. In other words, jump tos allow your automation to respond to real behavior instead of forcing everyone through the same fixed sequence. This is how jump to help prevent what many people call spaghetti workflows. Some users build automations with many if and else paths to handle every possible situation. Over time, these automations become complicated, hard to understand, and risky to change. Jump to solve this by acting as checkpoints. Instead of branching endlessly, you let the jump to decide when a contact is ready to move ahead or leave the automation. A best practice is to use jump to represent outcomes, not individual steps. For example, purchased product A or became a customer are strong goal definitions. When a contact reaches that outcome, the automation reacts accordingly. This keeps your workflows clean, logical, and easier to scale as your business grows. Let's walk through a simple example. First, create a new automation. Choose a start trigger, such as subscribing to a webinar list, and set it to run once. Next, add a welcome email action. Then add a wait step, such as waiting 1 day. After that, add a jump to with the condition that the contact clicked the registration link. When the goal is achieved, you can move the contact to the next phase or exit the automation. Notice how the goal removes the need for complex branching. Contacts who take action move forward immediately. Contacts who don't continue through the sequence naturally. This approach keeps the automation focused on a single purpose and avoids unnecessary logic. To build better automations in ActiveCampaign, follow these best practices. Keep automations small and focused. Name triggers, actions, and goals clearly so anyone can understand their purpose. Use tags and custom fields to track status instead of adding more steps. Prefer goals over long if-else trees. And always design your customer journey before building the automation. To recap, triggers define how contacts enter an automation. Actions define what happens inside it. Jump tos define success milestones and guide contacts based on what they actually do. When used correctly, these three elements allow you to build powerful automations without confusion or clutter. If this video helped you understand ActiveCampaign Automation Builder 2.0, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment with your questions or use cases. That helps more people find this tutorial and learn how to build better automations.